Whoa, different. What? Hello, we're in this part of my room today because I thought I'd just switch it up every now and then. Got the world here, Doctor Who poster. It's been like 2.5 years since I've watched Doctor Who, but I still have the poster. So, you know I'm a true fan. Yeah. I'm a little bummed out because I had the best weekend of my life this last weekend, and now that it's over, I am just so sad about it. Let me just start by telling you a little backstory. Since I was in the 8th grade, I have loved a band called The Strokes. Found out about them just from listening to The Killers and Vampire Weekend, and I just happened upon their music. I found out that they're amazing, and so I immediately bought all their albums, watched a lot of interviews with them, and from hours upon hours of watching interviews, I figured out that my favorite member of the band was this man named Albert Hammond Jr. Oh, and guess what? He has solo stuff too, and wow, it's really good. I love him. So you can imagine my excitement when I found out that he was coming to Kansas. He came to Lawrence, Kansas, which is it's not a small town, it's a college town, it's where KU is. But he was at this tiny venue in Lawrence, Kansas, and I was like, I gotta go. So I bought a ticket and I went up there, stayed with my sister for the weekend and her friend, and we had a really great weekend. We did all sorts of stuff. We went to a really pretty sunflower field and we did a bunch of other stuff. We ate good food. It was a great time. So Sunday, September 13th is the night of the concert. His opening act was Prince George, and they're like a little indie, like vibey band, and they were okay. There were so little people at the show, which seems kind of bad, but it was actually kind of good for us because we could get there and sit down and like chill while we waited for the show and still get a really decent spot in the audience, which like never happens. I haven't been to a show that small ever, so it was really, really cool to just sit during the opening act and not have to stand for like 2 hours while the opening act plays and then they clean up and then they get ready for Albert to come out. Then Mr. Albert Hammond Jr. came out. I almost said sir, but I don't think he's knighted in the UK. He should be though, wow. He came out and he played a really short show, like it seemed so short. Here's some clips. Good set, even though it was short and he could have played so much more. Played mostly stuff from his new album, but he did some songs from his first couple albums, like 101. Really took me by surprise that he played 101 because I love that song. And then when he came back for an encore, he did Rocket, which I couldn't believe he was doing Rocket because it was one I never expected him to play. But he was just being like super cool. He was really complimenting us as an audience during the show, and he like ran around the venue a little bit, and he was just really, really cool and funny. It was such an enjoyable show. After the show, I bought my merch. I bought this shirt. It says AHJ, and then it has like a map and a tour on the back. So it's really cool. I knew that he was gonna come out because the venue we were in, like the green room was just like a door behind the stage, and so he would just like walk out, and it was just super intimate, which was really, really cool. We all just kind of get in a little line. A lot of people leave. A lot of people don't really care about meeting him, but I was determined to meet a Stroke. We're just waiting there, and I'm holding my shirt, and I have my ticket for him to sign, and he's just talking to people, and he's being the sweetest person, and I'm like peeing my pants because he's being so nice, and I can't believe that I'm about to meet him. He talked to my sister a lot because my sister borrowed her friend Alexis's pen, and then she let someone else above her borrow it, and then Albert got it, and then he was like, whose pen is this? Well, I like freaked out. I was like,
Emily, tell him that's your pen.
Even though it wasn't her pen, but I just really wanted him to acknowledge her. He was like, oh, that's mine. And he was like, all right, I'll give it back to you, I promise. And he was just like so charming and cute. And then we got up there and he like looked at my sister. He was like, your pen. And she was like, yeah. And she like melted and it was great. But yeah, we just stood there. He signed our tickets. Look at how like perfect his signature is. It's so cool. He's so cool. Like he signed my sister, her friend Lauren, and mine's ticket. That didn't make sense, but you know what I mean. I had my shirt in my hand and he pointed to it and he was like, oh, I love that shirt. It's so great. And he's like, it's just like a ripoff of an old Clash tour t-shirt and it's really soft. And I was like, oh yeah, I love it. The first time I met people after a concert was Tame Impala. I love Tame Impala, but they're not really someone that I've like obsessed over for a really long time. Meeting Tame Impala and like Kevin Parker was a really, really big deal for my sister, but this was like the biggest deal for me because I don't know, like when he was talking to me and like looking me in the eye and like just being super nice and sweet and polite, when we got out of the venue, I was just thinking like all the hours, this is so lame and cheesy, so just like if you want to click off, that's fine. All the hours that I spent watching interviews, all the money I spent on his music and the Strokes music and on merch and like Strokes shirts and just all the time and money that I spent obsessing over their band, like the second that he like looked me in the eyes and was super nice and was nice to everyone else, it made it all worth it. When we walked out of the venue, I just started crying, which is so stupid. Like I know some people think it's really stupid to cry when you meet someone like this. And then I thought about it even more. I was like, for the past 5 years, I've known that he's existed, but on Sunday night, he knew that I existed for once, and it was just so crazy and so cool. And I strongly recommend, if you're seeing Albert for the rest of this tour, meet him because he's so nice and the show was amazing. I tweeted about how I had the best night of my life and how it was really cool to meet him, and then he favorited it. Just a little cherry on top, like not only do I know you exist, I know you exist on social media too. There you are, Anna. There you go. No matter how long it takes to meet people that you admire, do it because it makes you feel so good when you find out that they're nice and cool. And if they're not nice and cool, that's kind of a bummer, but that hasn't happened to me yet. Thanks so much for watching this video. I don't know if you care about it, but next week I'll have another video for you guys. Meet people you admire. It's really cool. Subscribe to me if you want, and have a great day. Hey, that was weird. Also, Albert, if you're watching, I don't know why you would, but nice watch, dude. You were wearing a nice watch. Oh, and nice red pants. You looked ace in those red pants. So, that's it. Okay, goodbye.